Florence Kelly, born on September 12, 1859, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Kelly was a kind-hearted woman but had a fierce, unforgiving attitude when it came to fighting the forces of discrimination. As a child, Kelly was homeschooled, one because her family lived far from the center of Philadelphia, and two because she often got sick. Her father, William Dara Kelly, self-educated and a founder of the Republican Party who also fought against slavery, was her main inspiration and once told the press, "I owe him everything that I've ever been able to learn and do." So Kelly's early education came from reading her father's historical, political, and scientific books. She also would travel to steel factories with him, which exposed her to child workers and their dangerous working conditions. This influenced her to pursue her sociology career in defending and protecting children and women's rights. When Kelly was 16, she studied at Cornell University, became one of the first women to graduate from Cornell, and then enrolled to the University of Zurich right after graduating. And as her life progressed, she found herself becoming a member of the Hull House, a settlement that helps educate the poor immigrants about American culture and fought for child rights. Located in Chicago, Illinois, Kelly worked alongside many honorary women activists at the Hull House, some of which included Jane Addams, Julia Lathrop, and Ellen Gates Starr. Her duty as a member of the Hull House was to visit sweatshops and record the conditions of the workers. There she discovered that many children were working these factories. Children as young as 3 or 4 gave up their childhood and had to work in poor conditions in order to make enough money to support their family. Upon this discovery, Kelly wrote a report acknowledging the problems with the sweatshops. She presented the problems to the Illinois state legislature, and to solve these problems, they passed a law that prohibited children under the age of 14 to work, limited working hours to 8 per day, and created a factory inspector's office with Kelly as the chief factory inspector. As the saying goes, success is 99% failure, and fail she did. The Illinois Manufacturer Association caught wind of the new law and sued Kelly, taking the case to the Supreme Court and claiming that limiting women's wage labor to only 8 hours a day was unconstitutional. They won, and she lost her position as the chief factory inspector. But Kelly did not give up. In fact, this setback made her persistent stronger. Kelly moved to New York City and became a general secretary for the National Consumers League, NCL for short, founded by Jane Addams and Josephine Shaw Lowell. She traveled the country to advocate for better working conditions in the U.S., and during this time, the NCL introduced the white labels. The white label indicates which products meet the NCL's standards of minimum wage and working conditions. Of Kelly's many accomplishments, she campaigned for better conditions for goods to be produced and led to the passing of the Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906. The Pure Food and Drug Act prohibited misrepresentation of foods and drugs from the market. Kelly also started the Intercollegiate Socialist Society with Upton Sinclair and Jack London. Together, they fought for equality through lectures. Kelly presented a speech addressing child labor and women's suffrage. Upton Sinclair wrote a book called The Jungle, addressing the horrible working conditions in factories. During one of Kelly's lectures, she befriends Frances Perkins, who turns out to be a great asset for Kelly's campaign because not only was Perkins the first woman to be a cabinet minister, she also helped to pass a law banning child labor in 1938. Continuing her advocacy journey, Kelly joined the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, the NAACP for short, and befriended Webb Du Bois, who co-founded the NAACP and was an advocate for African American rights. As the quote states, "A hero is an ordinary individual who finds strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles." Florence Kelly passed away on February 17, 1932 in Germantown, Philadelphia, but her fighting spirit will forever live on in us.